You may be seated. Honorable Sankwasa James Sankwasa, Minister of Urban and Rural Development, Honorable Hamyera Hambyuka, the Governor of Kavango East Region, Honorable Chairperson of Kavango East Regional Council, Management, Honorable Snonge, and the other chairperson of Kavango West and Zambezi region present here, all honorable regional councillors and the member of parliament, Your Worship, the host mayor, Honorable Ikeirwa, and the other mayors and chairperson of various village council present here, Mrs. Lutugela, the chief regional officers of Kavango East Regional Council and the other chief regional officer present here. I recognize my CRO, Mr. Sngambwe, and also the acting CRO of the Zambezi Regional Council, all the directors and senior staff members present, our chief executive officers of various local authorities, invited guests, our officials from the ministry, medias and press present here. I'm Sindimba Petrus Sikongo, the executive directors of Ministry of Urban and Rural Development, and I will be the director of ceremony of this official opening of this event, the induction training program for the newly regional local authority councillors, management cadres, and administrators here in Rundu, the capital city of Kavango East Region. Good morning once again. I hope everybody have got the program. Before I will do the introductory remarks, I know most of us, we are Christian. On our program, we don't have someone that's going to give us a prayer. And I know we might have some pastors here or elders of various churches present here. Can I ask for a volunteer to give us a prayer? Honorable Katura, can you give us a prayer? Okay, if you can just come in front here.
May the Spirit of our Almighty God be with us all this morning. Let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, this very beautiful morning, we humbly request you to say thanks for the protection you have rendered to us. Dear Lord, we've got various leaders, those who are responsible to lead Namibia to the best. Lord, you are the omniscience, you are the omnipower, you are the only person whom we can run to ask for the strength to bless all the event which we are trying to do. Let me submit and hand over the Spirit by the Lord to bless our honorable ministers, and everyone present here. I do pray, Lord, bless all our political leaders, bless all our church leaders, as well as all our traditional leaders, educational leaders. Bless the day. We are not asking this because we deserve, but we are only asking this simply because of you are the Father in the Trinity with the Son and the Holy Spirit. May this gathering be blessed by Almighty God. In Jesus' name I do pray. Amen.
Thank you, Honorable Katura, for the prayer. Honorable Katura is the chairperson of Management Committee of Nkurenkuru Town Council in Kavango West Region. On our program is the introductory remarks by Dr. Velmin Shivute, Executive Director, MURD. As I've indicated, I'm not Dr. Shivute, I'm Sindimba. As you know, we are two ED in the same ministry. I'm without accounting function, but my colleague, Dr. Shivute, is the Executive Director with accounting power. But when she is out from the office, I'm delegated with the accounting power. So I will give a brief introductory, but before doing that, Honorable Minister, we have also invited some facilitator, but we give them time. I don't know whether there are some here. We also recognize you if there are presenters and facilitators during this official opening. Please, I also recognize you. Please feel welcome. So, first I would like to take a roll call, Honorable Minister, if all what we have invited are here before we start. I would like to start with the host region, that is Kavango East Region. I know I don't want the Honorable Governor to stand, but we know him, all of us. And I will ask through the chairperson of Kavango East Regional Council with all the Honorable Councillor present to show that you are here. Kavango East Regional Council, if you can stand up so that they can see, the Honorable Minister must know who are here, and he will count, because he also knows all the constituency. He will count. That is Kavango East Regional Council. Are you all present? Honorable Chair? Okay, thank you. You may be seated. Can we give them a round of applause? The host town, Rundu, your worship the mayor, with your team, if you can raise, the Honorable Minister wants to see that you are really present. You also know the numbers. If they are not present, the mayor will be accountable to the Honorable Minister, not me. The Honorable Minister will not ask me, will ask the mayor, where is the rest? Just those who are coming, be ready. I will not ask you that question, but you must be accountable to the Honorable Minister. Thank you. We can give them a round of applause. We go west, Kavango West, the chairperson with the Honorable Councillor, regional councillors for Kavango West. Okay, they are there. Okay. Okay, the chairperson wants to say something. You can say it.
Thank you very much. I think Honorable Sinimbo, the chairperson of the National Council, will not be with us. He is on official duty. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I hope you have communicated that to the Honorable Minister. Thank you to Apeni Komake. Then we move to Zambezi, the chairperson with your team, Zambezi Regional Council. If you can rest. Oh, sorry. Kurenkuru Town Council, the mayor with your team. I'm sorry. I was too fast, eh? Are all the honorable members present? Okay, thank you very much. Can you give them a round of applause? Then we go to Zambezi. Zambezi Regional Council, the chairperson with all the constituency councillor. Okay. I was forgetting their staff members, their CO and their CRO. They were supposed immediately, so that we can finish. Can the staff members from Zambezi also raise the acting CRO and the team? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, that is Zambezi Regional Council, that is the honorable member first, and they are technocrats. Can we give them a round of applause? I will come to the staff members this side. Then the Katima Muliro Town Council, your worship, the mayor with your team. We are all present. So thank you very much. And the staff members, the acting CEO. Oh, I forgot, I jumped. Oh, yeah, I'm fast. Okay, thank you, I'll come back. That's why you people should be closer to me, then you remind me. Okay, thank you very much. Then we go to Vukalo, the chairperson of Vukalo, with all the honorable councillors. First, because we have the chairperson have to be accountable to the minister that we are all present. Okay, thank you. They are all present. The staff member, the CEO and the team. Okay, it's just the CEO because we invited the CEO. Thank you very much. Can we give them a round of applause? My sincere apology. Divundu, the chairperson, my chairperson here, with all. Okay, thank you very much. The CEO. Where is the CEO? Okay, so he's also here. Thank you. Now, the CRO, I'll still come back. There are two local authority. I want to finish the CRO for Kavango East with your team. Those who have accompanied you, thank you very much. Thank you. That is the CRO with the team. Okay. Then the Kavango West. Kavango West and the team, CRO. The CRO is here with the team that he came with. Okay, thank you. CO, Hurenkuru with, because we invited mostly CRO and others. Okay, that one is for the next. So he's here. Now can I go to the honorable members? Honorable Minister, we also invited Okongo Village Council. The chairperson of Okongo Village Council. They are still on their way. The honorable, the chairperson of Okongo and the councillors. Are they here? How many came? Where is the other one? Because I see only 4. The chairperson is outside. Oh, okay, thank you. And the CEO? Okay, thank you very much. That is Okongo, because invited. Onanjaba Village Council, the chairperson with your team. Onanjaba Village Council. And I know there should be an acting CEO. The acting CEO, please. That's why there are 6. Thank you. Did I forget anybody for the roll call? Okay, those one we are seeing is the staff members that are standing, the supporting staff member of the Honorable Minister. So, Honorable Minister, this is the team for Cluster 1 that we are going to start with the induction training. So I was just only introducing them and also to validate that indeed they are present. So with that, without talking too much, it's now my honor to call upon Honorable Hamnyera Hambyuka, the Governor of Kavango East Region, to welcome us all. Honorable Governor, the floor is yours.
It's my size. Thank you, Director of Ceremonies, Honorable Sankwasa James Sankwasa, Honorable Minister of Urban and Rural Development, Regional and Local Authority Councillors present, Mrs. Lutugela Nangura, Chief Regional Officer of Kavango East Regional Council, and all CROs who are present today, Masa Olavi Nathanael, Chief Executive Officer of Rundu Town Council, and all the Chief Executive Officer present, all members, all management cadres present, officials from the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development, esteemed facilitators, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is both an honor and privilege to welcome you to this important induction workshop for regional and local authority councillors and management cadres. I conveyed my sincere appreciation to the Honorable Minister of Urban and Rural Development for requesting me to deliver these welcoming remarks and for the continued leadership shown in strengthening our system of regional and local governance. Allow me to extend a warm welcome to all councillors, particularly those who are newly elected or newly appointed. Your presence here marks the beginning of a significant journey of public service. You have been entrusted by our citizens with a profound responsibility to serve with integrity, diligence, and commitment, and to ensure that government and regional and local level response effectively to the need and aspiration of our community. This induction workshop is both timely and necessary. Regional and local authority remains the closest spheres of government to the people. They are where political translate into services, and where development is failed, or indeed where it is absent, it is most accurate experiences. It is therefore imperative that councillors and management cadres are adequately equipped with knowledge, skills, and shared understanding requires carry out their mandate effectively and efficiently. This program of this workshop, which covers critical issues relating to operations, administration, governance, leadership, financial management, and accountability, is fundamental to the proper functioning of our regional and local authorities. It will help to clarify roles and responsibility, strengthening working relations between political leadership and administration, and promote compliances with the legal and policies framework that guides our work. Ladies and gentlemen, effective governance and regional and local level requires more than technical knowledge alone. It requires ethical leadership and sound decision-making, teamwork, and shared commitment to service delivery. As councillors and management cadres, you are expected to work together in a spirit of mutual respect, guided by the principle of transparency, accountability, and good governance. Our communities look to you for leadership that is responsive, inclusive, and development orientation. They expected progress in areas such as service delivery, land services, servicing, infrastructure development, housing, local economic development, and social cohesion. This workshop should therefore be approached not as a routine obligation, but as a valuable opportunity to reflect, learn, and align your effort with the broader national development objectives. I encourage all participants to engage actively, ask questions, share experiences, and learn from one another. This diversity of perspective in this room is a strength that should be harnessed to improve governance practices across our region and local authorities. In conclusion, let me commend the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development for organizing this induction workshop and for its ongoing support to regional and local authorities. I'm confident that this knowledge and skills gained here will contribute meaningfully to enhancing the effectiveness of our councils and administrations and timely improving the quality of life of our people. I wish you a fruitful deliberation, constructive engagement, and successful workshop, and I thank you.
That was not enough. Can we give him a round of applause? Thank you, thank you, thank you, Honorable Governor. I think all of us now, we can feel welcome because we are welcomed in the beautiful Kavango East region. Where we are, this venue is called Ngandu. Ngandu means crocodile. We have to be careful not to go beyond the fence. There are crocodiles, eh? Because that's the name of this place. So thank you very much once again, Honorable Governor, for welcoming us all. I have indicated earlier that we have got the various presenters. You see, when you look behind there. I was greeting my former Deputy Mayor of the city of Windhoek. And he's here in the capacity, some will wonder, in the capacity, because we also invited Honorable Minister, Public Service Commission. He's one of the commissioner and his team, they are also here. That's when I say that some presenters and others like NIPAM, Ombudsman, and Minister of Justice and Labor Relations, we invited Minister of Finance. They might be here or they might not be here, but they will be with us throughout the whole week at their various platforms. Please, Commissioner, with your team, I also recognize you and the rest of the presenter and facilitator. So, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, when we started, when I called Kavango West Region, I saw Honorable Suwaku stand up and say, what did he say? There comes a time, isn't it? We heard him saying that. There comes a time. Now, there comes also a time that the Honorable Minister responsible for these sectors, colleagues, we are in a big sectors. You talk about the ministry itself, you talk about the 14 regional council, you talk about 59 local authorities, and you talked about how many traditional authorities? My team, 57, around 57 traditional authorities, and you talk about functions that have been delegated to the regional council through his ministry. So he have got a big role to play in these countries. And you equally to all of us present here. It's now my honor, if you can join me, to invite the Honorable Minister, Sankwasa James Sankwasa, to address us and officially open this induction training. Honorable Minister.
Let's be seated, colleagues. You. I wonder how many eyes are looking at me here. And mine are only two. But be that as it is, I'm sure you can afford to look at me because I am handsome. My mother told me I was handsome. So even if I'm ugly to you, to my mother, I'm still the best. In our local language there, we call it Chivikubantu. Chivi. So, Director of Proceedings. On the program, I see that I'm allocated 30 minutes, but allow me to violate that protocol because of my experience in the last 10 months of being in this ministry. Second request, Director of Proceeding, is to allow me to stand by the protocol already established and to simply say, good morning to you all. As I proceed, it is an honor and a profound privilege for a son of a peasant farmers in the Zambezi region, Sankwasa James Sankwasa and Njara Matiti, born and bred in the rural Zambezi, to stand before an august gathering like you today as the appointed Minister for Urban and Rural Development, entrusted with a portfolio that sits at the very heart of Namibia's required national transformation. The place where policy meets people, where governance and expected accountability meets the ground, and where development promises made during 2025 November elections for regional and local authority councils should and must yield tangible results for the electorate who voted. Allow me at the onset to congratulate and thank you all for being elected on behalf of your political parties to lead the constituencies, being the regional and local authorities in Namibia. I want to take this time to firstly, to formally inform you that henceforth, during my tenure as Minister of Urban, we will continuously interact and consult on matters regarding regional and local development, including traditional authorities. I know for this workshop, we have discarded traditional authorities, but I hope next time we shall jointly hold because they are part and parcel of this ministry. Secondly, to introduce and share to you the ministry's mandate during the tenure of the current administration of the government, as the government dictated by Her Excellency Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, the President and the Cabinet, who exercise the executive powers over the Republic of Namibia in terms of Article 27 of the Namibian Constitution, which states the executive power of the Republic of Namibia shall vest in the President, first and foremost, and secondly in the Cabinet. Not any regional or local authority council or councillor. I must emphasize that not a regional or local authority council have an executive power in this country. Because Namibia is founded and established on the rule of law as a unitary state under one leader with that executive authority. That must be very clear from the onset. Although I stepped into this position as Minister of Urban and Rural Development for the first time during March 2025, I am not a stranger to the public service. My time as Deputy Minister and the Minister of Works was at the political level. But that was in addition to my experience having been a Chief Regional Officer myself. I know the operation of the Chief Regional Officer's office, the operation of the Governor's office, the operation of the Regional Council's office. I've been also a management consultant for many regional councils and many local authorities, including ministries So across that divide, I've picked up some experience that makes me to be relevant to you and you to me. I turn to government called once again to serve under the bold and historic history-making leadership of our nation's first female president, Her Excellency. Her election to that position is not only a victory for gender equality, but a signal of renewal and decisive leadership for both SWAPO party and the government. Her vision for Namibia is unambiguous, and her charge to us all at all levels of government is clear. We must rally our people behind the task of rejuvenating their confidence in their government and country. We are too few to be poor. That's the message. We are too few to be poor. If you sit and dissect that message, you will understand that the gist is that poverty that comes into Namibia, it will be self-inflicted. It's not natural. Director of Proceedings, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, my speech is highly centered on the theme of this induction training. As one, accountability is the bedrock for effective governance to achieve effective service delivery in regional local authorities for many reasons. Because local authorities and regional councils is where the tire hits the road. The moment local authorities are mismanaged, the whole country becomes mismanaged. Because that's where the people are. This is because the daily cries of the Namibian people are for better and improved service delivery by all organs of government, irrespective of political affiliation, eradication of corruption in its forms, and accountability for all actions we in government and the leadership take. We must be accountable. Namibians are not asking for the impossible from us. They want what is considered fair, what is decent for quality, dignified life, and what every citizen in a democratic nation deserves. So when they demand services from us, they are not demanding what is impossible or what they don't expect. They simply expect to be given back what they voted for. One, better and relevant education for their children. I'm emphasizing this point because education has been decentralized, although not completely deconcentrated, but decentralized to regional councils. So for too long, we have produced people in this country who mostly know how to read and write, but without particular relevant market-demanded skills. So there is an urgent need for a transformation of our curriculum to respond to the market demands if we have to reduce unemployment, which is skyrocketing. Regional local authority councils are yearning for skilled engineers of all faculties, architects, designers, surveyors, you name them. We currently highly depend on foreign nationals, who in most cases do not render services, particularly for understudies, as required because they must keep bread for themselves on a continual basis. Regional local authorities must be involved in ensuring appropriate education that is relevant to our needs in the region. Our regions are different topographically and different characteristics. Creation of stable jobs and the livelihood opportunities in all sectors of our economy by ensuring that the development projects targets and are reserved for our Namibian people. I must emphasize that. First and foremost, if Trump could stay and say America first, we have to stand and say Namibia first, not second. For too long, we have witnessed the preference of foreign nationals in the name of track record and the cheapest price being offered. And this is coming from administrative staff members. Staff members, I want to emphasize, you have misled in this country the leadership, political leadership, with this thing, track record. You have not even dissected what a track record is. You have not dissected what the cheapest price being offered is. If we were dealing with procurement, I was going to go deeper into that. Time for Namibia First has come. Not yesterday, it has come. It is said that charity begins at home, but it does not end there. Our procurements must be geared towards the objective stated in Section 2, subsection B of the Public Procurement Act. And you'll appreciate that when this act was made, I was a member of parliament. I've seen completely what procurement committees are doing is a total mess. And it's time that we need to address that. The objective of the act is to promote, facilitate, strengthen measures to implement the empowerment and industrialization policies of the government. To promote, to strengthen the empowerment and the industrialization policies of government. Number two, the job creation for Namibian citizens. Not for foreign nationals, job creation. The empowerment of Namibian registered small, medium enterprises, women and youth, by creating economic opportunities for them and enhancing their participation in the mainstream economy. I'm just taking a few. Preferential treatment in the allocation of procurement contracts to Namibian registered small and medium enterprises. Preferential. I'm emphasizing, administrators, understand your act. Because you always say, according to the law. Even when politicians, which law? No, according to the law, because you don't know the law. Let's change. Read your law properly. Interpret it properly. Implement it properly. Preferential treatment is for Namibian companies, first and foremost. Not the cheapest price, not the track record, Namibians first and foremost. Namibian registered small enterprise, we need to be careful about this terminology of a Namibian registered company. What does it actually mean? I'll give you an example. Zambezi region. I came across a company called Lwayaha, a very local name. A local name, Lwayaha, we are building. It's a local Lozi name, but it's Chinese owned. When you look at the paper, you think you are dealing with a Namibian company here. Namibian owned, but it's foreign owned. And using a paper, you end up allocating that tender. We need to take it a step further. I've seen a lot of them. I'm just using the mess, but I've seen this in Oshana, I've seen this in Ohangwena, I've seen this in Karas. Local names are used to register companies, so that on the paper you are fooled. It must be not only Namibian registered, it must be Namibian owned. Not just registered. Take it a step further. Is this company Namibian registered? Yes. Is it Namibian owned? If it's not Namibian owned alone, what are the shareholding percentage of Namibians in this company? That's proper analysis of a tender. Then you come to an appropriate decision that meets the requirements of the law. Empowerment of the Namibian people. The procurement committees of regional council, local authorities, councils have dismally failed this country by prioritizing foreign-owned companies. Owned by, in most cases, people who are not even registered voters in this country. They don't vote for you, but you prefer to deal with them. Those that are voting are suffering. Time to address issues here, critically. Namibian registered joint venture businesses, that's where we need monitoring. As Deputy Minister of Works, I saw this damage being done. When a tender is given or the tender is submitted, it's a joint venture with a local company. And the contract is signed. But before the ink dries on that paper, the Namibian company is out of the picture. And the Namibians are very happy when they are told, don't even report, we'll pay you off. They get paid off. They don't even report on site. So for 35 years, we have not produced an international company in this country that we can say this company is participating in tenders in South Africa, is participating in Europe, is participating in China. We are all for 35 years still small. When are we going to be big? So we need to look into monitoring of these joint ventures. If a company goes into a joint venture and the Namibian company withdraws from that project before it even starts, more reason to make sure that that Namibian company should not be allowed to participate anywhere else. Blacklist the company, because there is no white list. In this world, only blacklists. So let us deal with issues here. We need to categorize Namibian registered entities to promote the protection of the environment, Namibian ecosystem, sustainable use of natural resources. Kavango, Zambezi, the two Kavangos in the Zambezi region have suffered from this. We as local people have given foreign companies, foreign nationals, to cut our timber. And blocks are all over the region. Blocks for $100, for $20. When they get there, they're for 100,000 US dollars. The environment is being damaged. We have a duty as regional councillors, particularly regional councillors who are responsible for constituencies, to make sure the environment remains intact. We urgently need to revisit and reactivate casual work programs such as food and cash for work for unemployed men and women. I have on a number of occasions announced the need and the budgetary provision for such a program, but the response from the regional local authority council has been disappointingly very low. We have the money, we have unemployed people, we have dirty towns, but we fail even to employ people temporarily to clean the towns. Cash for work, temporary workers. We are not doing it. We rather swim in the dirtiness that is there. And then say the government is failing. Provision of decent and affordable housing and security of tenure, which is the bedrock of our local authorities' duties and functions. In terms of Section 28 of the Regional Local Authority Act, as amended, regional councils may say, we're not involved in housing. If you are not, and that's your understanding, go and read your act properly. You have not read it yet. Because Section 28(1), in addition to the powers conferred upon a regional council by Article 108 of the Namibian Constitution, or any other provision of this act, a regional council shall have the power to undertake with due regard to the powers, duties, and functions of the National Planning Commission, referred to in Article 129 of the Constitution, and any other law, to the planning of the development of the region for which it has been established. Subsection J, Roman 2, to borrow money from time to time by way of loans from any source within Namibia and against the security which the regional council may deem fit, or the issue of debentures, bills, or exchange. Subject to any service rendered. If we use this portion of the law, we could be talking of proper rural development. Because the law is there. Section 30 of the local authority, when it comes to housing. Subject to the provisions of subsection 2, a local authority council will have the power, in the case of the municipal council of a municipality referred to, with prior approval in writing of the minister granted after consultation with the Minister of Finance, subject to such conditions the minister may determine, the municipal council of a municipality to borrow money from time to time by way of loans. Regional councils are legally authorized to borrow money. Local authorities can borrow money, provided you have followed the due process, and the Minister of Finance grants this. But the only thing we are doing is bailout. We don't do this because there is no budget. What are you doing for yourselves? The law is clear. I've seen from the last 9 months I've been in the office, 2 local authorities, I must commend them, that approached my office. We want to borrow money, can we get support? And they got that loan, and they started constructing houses. Local authorities, 2 in this country. You ask yourself, out of all the local authorities, only 2, where are others? Do they read the law or not? Therefore, in terms of our existing and enabling legislation, there is nothing that stops both regional and local authorities to be involved in the construction or provision of decent housing and other infrastructure development services. We have for too long been highly reliant on the central government for annual subventions without doing anything for ourselves. Provision of affordable housing has to be in tandem with the cost of land. As such, is a hand-in-gloves partner. On this score, I must state that there will be no auctioning of any local authority land in this country under my tenure. There will be no auctioning of land, which has deprived Namibians of appropriate housing. You can't auction land. We went to war to liberate this country because of land. We come in and we put the land beyond the means of the people. What are we trying to achieve? And you are charging as local authorities, we are charging a market-related price. Which market did you get this land from? Did you get this land yourself as a council? You never bought the land. The land is government, given to a local authority, but you're going to charge market-related price. Which market? Such things must stop. There are government-determined rates. Government-determined rates. And the land speculation that's going on in local authorities should immediately stop. Where political leaders of local authorities acquire a lot of plots, which they don't even pay for, in most cases. 10 plus 1 person. Then since they do not pay for that, they start selling it to individuals and then paying the council after making a profit. That's land speculation. Is illegal in this country. That's why as time goes, we are going to go for land auditing. There are certain things that we have not done for 35 years. We have to introduce it. Land auditing. We want to know who owns what and how did you acquire it. When you were not a councillor, you couldn't even afford 1 plot. Now you're a councillor, you have 10 plots. How did you get it? How? So, colleagues, we have a duty as elected leaders to deliver service as required by our citizens. We need to address urgently the urban and regional roads infrastructure without potholes. In contrast to the current situations where potholes in some streets, in some of the towns or local authorities, look like swimming pools or fish ponds. In town. And you wonder, do councillors, honorable councillors, drive on these streets? Or is it only me who is a visitor? What do they see here? Rather, if you can't maintain that road, that which was started before independence, now the pothole is becoming a swimming pool, rather put a gravel there. Remove it, because you are damaging vehicles. Let's do something. Prioritizing traveling for leisure at the expense of addressing burning issues of potholes and dirtiness in our local authorities should be avoided. Some of you have been in local authorities before. some of you are coming, but you have seen this situation where I had to stop the traveling for sports in Lesotho by local authorities. And I was castigated. I was criticized. That same month, a local authority, I'm not going to give you the name, could not even pay the salaries of the staff members, but they wanted to travel to Lesotho. They called the ministry. Can the ministry bail us out? We can't pay salaries. The salaries that are supposed to be paid at the end of the month took about 2 weeks to be paid because there was no money. But there was money to travel for sports. But then when I said, no, let's prioritize our things, this Sankwasa, where did Netumbo get him from? Please, I'm a citizen that is worried about the development in this country. Finished. Don't worry where President Netumbo got me from the Zambezi, from my village. But we are here. The current state of most of our local authorities is posing potential sources for disease outbreak because the piles of debt are becoming hills and unsightly. Dirtiness seen all over the streets indicates the failure of a local authority to perform its duties. When the local authority streets are dirty, you have failed to perform. Don't pride yourself as an honorable person. Because honorable people do honorable things. They don't do horrible things. No. Because you see, I borrow from Section 30 of the Local Authority Act. Subsection 1 and N. Subject to the provisions of subsection 23, a local authority council shall have the power to beautify and secure the neatness of its area. Hello? How do you become beautiful when you are dirty? We have seen even ourselves how much hours, especially our sisters and mothers, how many hours they spend in the salon just for the head in the name of being beautiful. So we require local, reliable urban and rural infrastructure such as water, electricity, sanitation, and clean environments to prevent some preventable diseases like cholera. Namibians need an improved quality of life that allows families to live with dignity and raise their children with hope. Provision of decent and affordable housing should go hand in hand with quality service, affordable pricing of land and services such as water and electricity. In this vein, all local authorities are directed to submit before the end of March 2026. I'm giving this clear message. You are directed to submit before the end of March 20, all municipal accounts of our pensioners and our citizens who are physically challenged to the Office of the Minister for possible write-off. We cannot keep our pensioners with a yoke around their neck when we're in the offices. Because some of these accounts emanate from the COVID period. When the government said, don't suspend water, water was for free, services was for free. And the accounts ballooned between 2021 and 2022. So, therefore, by the time we start demanding, say, pay, the bills have gone beyond the reach of people. This is what we need to do. These are the accounts that we need to write off. Because they are burdening our people. Some political parties, I must be open, use this for campaign. They wanted votes. If you vote for us, we are going to write it off. No local authority has got the power to write off any account without a minister's approval. Not one. Only the minister can write off, not a local authority. So don't use it for political pawns. Don't, because it's not within your power. So therefore, all local authorities, you are under instruction to compile all the outstanding bills of our pensioners, of our old people, our physically challenged people, because we need to write this off. And when you do that, such account must be based on age analysis. Those that have done finance will understand. Age analysis of such account, as I believe most outstanding bills which are now so exorbitant emanate from 2021 period when the government directed that no water services must be suspended. So I want to see how much and how many accounts were accumulated between 2021 and 2022. Just these 2 years. After that, the situation was normal. But before that, the situation was abnormal. So let's conduct an age analysis here so that we are able to deal with that period. We do so because we are a caring ruling party and the government for our people. Continued mushrooming of sheikhs in our local authority is not the answer to the much needed housing and sanitation services. Mushrooming is coming from the issue of failure of local authorities to identify land and allocate land. That's why we have land grabbing in most local authorities. If local authorities can be proactive, identify plots, and demarcate that plot, and I'll leave that to the administration where to go for flexible land tenure system, and then where we can allocate individuals on a particular plot. Then that person can take that allocation letter to the bank and borrow money, or can do something to say, I have a plot now, I'm a proud Namibian, I want to start making bricks to build my own home. Right now, sheikhs are jam-packed in the informal settlement. They are not on a particular allocated land. And I observed this somewhere across some local authorities. Like Rundu, I must give you a pat on your shoulder. When you drive, and look, as you drive to Nkorenkuru, you look how people are in the informal settlement, but there is properly demarcated land on which they are. Before you leave from here, those from outside, please drive around, and let's learn from that. I'm very, very happy with that. Let's learn from that. Identify land so that when people want to have land, whether they build a sheikh there or what, but the land is properly demarcated. It shows neatness, it shows decency. I have observed that most of the land grabbers are foreign nationals, especially local authorities close to borders with neighboring northern countries. Foreigners come and grab land here. And you ask yourself, where is the local authority? So therefore, how can we know this? Please, as the local authority, take a census of every sheikh and know who is staying there. Is it sheikh to a Namibian or is it not a Namibian? It's not that we are going to evict. It's not that we are going to throw away people. But seriously, there is no way you can live from here and go and grab land in Botswana, go and grab land in South Africa when you're a foreigner. That's a disrespect to the local people. So the demand for better service delivery is not simply a wish list, but a developmental imperative, which each one of us is still required to deliver without fail. It is the very reason this ministry exists, urban and rural development. That's the reason why this ministry exists. We must effectively be dissecting what is or what constitutes urban development. What constitutes rural development? Who is responsible for urban development? Who is responsible for rural development? As we sit in this hall today, rural development is a full responsibility of regional councils. Take that. Urban development is the responsibility of the local authority councils. Let's be clear. And in addition to that, we have regional constituencies that incorporate the urban areas, which requires a proper conduct and the relationship between the regional council of the urban constituency and the local authority councils for the development of the town. We have had too many islands. Too many islands. I'm a regional councillor. I have nothing to do with the local authorities. We are local authorities. A regional councillor is interfering Let's read our law properly. Let's read our law properly. Because the Regional Council Act, Section 28, is very clear. The Regional Council has one of the functions of the Regional Council is to assist a local authority within its region to perform its functions. You cannot be saying the local authority is failing and you are a regional council sitting there and you have not failed. You have failed also. You have failed. Because you have a duty to assist a local authority to perform its duties. All these local authorities, they are within the constituencies where there is the regional councillor. So the law is quite clear. Have a proper relationship. It is through effective governance that we will realize effective service delivery to our people. The instruction from the president is very clear. As the political head of the ministry, I must ensure that the mandate given to us to deliver is a minimum of 10,000 houses per annum, and sanitation and whatever. This was given to us. How many houses have we delivered? The president required 10,000 houses before the end of March. How many houses have we delivered as a ministry? Hello? Have we been delivered 5,000? What are we busy doing? Do you want me to fail? If the president is asking this question at the end of March, Sankwasa, where is the 10,000 houses I told you to build? What answer do I have? We have a situation in this country. We have housing, mass housing. From 2017, mass housing program was started. Mass housing, 2017. Today, 2026, I have 136, almost over 136 houses, standing in Sokomond, incomplete. For how many years? President Pohamba ruled for his 10 years, he was done. The program never got finished. Came the next president, 10 years, the program is never finished. Come now in Tumbo. We are still dealing with a project that we're supposed to finish in 2017. When are we going to start on new projects? And you ask yourself, where are the councillors here? Where is the local leadership? Where is the regional leadership? We need to be vigilant. And I'm saying so. This morning I was sharing Kavango East. I have been here. I have been the chairperson of leaders assigned to Kavango East from 2016 and 2020. I know Kavango. I might know Kavango better than Kavangos themselves. Jara Jara, 30 kilometers from the third road to the school and the clinic. For that 30 kilometers, you engage a four-wheel. By the time we arrive there, the crash plate is finished. And I embarked on ensuring that that road is constructed. I'm disappointed that the governor informs me only 2 kilometers being constructed. It was given to a contractor who has even failed to deliver that 2 kilometers. The contractor is removed from that 2 kilometers, is given Shamaturu Road again. Nothing is happening. This is how the administration is failing the political leadership. I've been to all these places. Shamaturu. There is even a clinic there, just a foundation. Just a foundation. But in the file, it has been fully paid. Yes. And when you trace it, some leadership are involved. That's why we don't take action, because you are taking action against yourself. So we need to, you see, as constituency councillors, at the end of the parliamentary hearing on the budget, take the budget book, analyze it to say, which projects did the government approve for my constituency? So that you know what is happening in your constituency. Rural development. Did the government say they are going to build a clinic, a school, or what? How many boreholes? What projects in your constituency? You need to do that. But we are too much absorbed in being, I'm the honorable. Do you know who we are talking to? We have operated putting our titles first of being addressed as the honorables before service delivery. This approach needs to change. And you see, in proper English, you don't introduce yourself, I'm Honorable Sankwasa. You don't honor yourself. It's people that must honor you. The moment you are Honorable Sankwasa, introduce Honorable Sankwasa, it means I have failed with the people. Only me can honor myself. We need to understand English. Don't go introducing yourself, I'm Honorable, Let people respond to you. Honorable. You are Mr. That's your permanent title. That's your permanent title. So, my dear colleagues, fellow politicians, the provision of urban housing and sanitation by law, particularly Section 30 of the local authority, outlining the statutory mandate of local authorities, states relating to planning, the planning of development of the region, which I've already stated to you, the planning of the urban areas, which I've already stated to you. Let's move away from this concept which the president of this country has actually stopped. Work in progress. But the progress never comes. For too long we have been saying viva, viva, but there is no viva. People are not vivaing here. Let's render service. People don't eat viva. They don't. From my own party, there is even a slogan that says, Swapo United, now hard work, but you don't see this hard work. Where is it? Which hard work is there? I'm not saying these things that we as politicians must go and micromanage the staff members, but we here need to listen to the demands of our electorate, to understand their daily plights, and when necessary to advise. But equally, when things are not aligned, we must not shy away from taking corrective action. Therefore, most of the time politicians are fearing the issue of, we don't want to interfere in the administration. Yes, no politician must interfere in the administration. But a politician must intervene in the administration to get things done. How do we understand this? No politician, regional councillor or minister must tell the person, say, this post advertised, I want this and this and this person to be the members of the interview committee, and I want them to recommend this one. And you don't do that as a politician. It's not your job. Your job is to give direction. There is a vacancy here. It must be filled. You end there. The filling of these positions is for the staff members. But if as a politician, you sit, you learn this thing that is already in government, say, you listen to the recruitment process, it's already wrong from the start. You need to intervene as a leader. Say, the recruitment process is not going correct. That's what we call intervention. Stop the rot. Because most of the time, the corruption that politicians are accused of is the staff members. That's not even debatable. The whole corruption, 90% of the corruption in this country is civil servants, not politicians. Civil servants don't sit on procurement committees. That are members. But if you were to let, as leaders, to let the civil servants do as they want, the country is going to the dogs. You know, it's very painful. I'm sorry, because I'm coming from holiday. I came from Gatima yesterday. There is a road that's being constructed between Bukalo and Muyako, which passed my village, allocated in April 2025, with the completion date of December. There is no road until now. And when you look at it, it's a capacity. Who allocates these tenders is the administration, not the politicians. Right? Yeah. So we need to intervene where things are not going correct. And as a minister, I will do that. Accuse me whichever left and right, but I will intervene. Because when, for example, the recruitment process is going wrong, and that particular staff member aggrieved goes to the High Court, I'm the first respondent as a minister. First respondent, Minister of Urban. Why do you allow this to happen? Why do you think the court operates that way? It's because I cannot abrogate myself from the responsibilities and functions and duties of a minister as explained and outlined in Article 40 and 41 of the Constitution. That's where my duties and powers are. As I said, the executive power in this country is with the president and the cabinet, and I'm a member of cabinet. So we need to be clear on some of these things. I must state that I've noticed and ashamedly so that our regional local authority councillors are actually riddled with this corruption, financial mismanagement, land mismanagement, and other operational irregularities. Where I discover financial management, I'll demand that the money must be refunded. First and foremost, we must understand, government money is not for an individual. It's not for me as a minister, it's for the public. That's why it's called public funds. And all public funds of this government are managed in terms of the State Finance Act. State finance, not private finance. State Finance Act. There is no financial act done for regional council separate from the State Finance Act. No financial act is done separately for local authorities apart from that State Finance Act. So we must understand this act is there to regulate all the state finances. Go and read it and understand it properly. All state finances. Local authority finances are not private finances. Regional council finances are not private finances. And you know very well that the budget for regional councils is tabled by the minister in parliament. You don't have your own money. So what gives you the audacity to say, we are independent? Independent from who and for who? Some regional local authority councils have become ATMs for non-tenderers. By the time the tender is already awarded, by the time the tender is called, is already awarded. And you hear these contractors saying, that was my tender. They use it as an ATM to withdraw money. You know, I was reading my Bible and I came across a Proverbs chapter 17, verse 23 in the Bible. Because those who might know, I'm an elder in the church. And this chapter says, a wicked man accepts a bribe in secret to pervert the cause of justice. When you do this, you know very well you are wicked. You are wicked. Go and read Proverbs chapter 17, verse 23. A wicked man, or a woman in this case, who accepts a bribe in secret to pervert the cause of justice. We are duty-bound to avoid the corruption in all its manifestations, be it in recruitment, promotions, procurement of goods and services. When it comes to staff management and the recruitment, I must emphasize here, it's a disappointing thing to see Namibia going back to Bantustans. Because that's exactly what we are doing right now. We are dealing with Bantustans. Before independence, there was Kavango Government Service. Then it came Kavango Administration. Kaprivi Government Service, then Kaprivi Administration. Or Vambo, then whatever. What have changed is not the character of these institutions. What has changed is the surname. Hello? What is changing is the surname, not the character. So as a result, even if you apply from elsewhere, if you're not from Kavango, you can't qualify. If you're not from Zambezi, you can't qualify. So the CRO, the directors must all be from that region, including even our governors, appointed on that basis. Where is one Namibia, one nation? Where is it? Why do we have one Namibia, many nations? Why? Before independence, we had these Bantustans, and we fought against it as Namibians. We were prepared to die for it. Some even died to change that scenario. We are now independent. We are back to the Bantustans again. So were the Boers right? Is this what we are saying? Was the apartheid government right when they put us in our tribal cocoons? And we said we didn't want it. Now we feel it was very comfortable to go there. Even our politics getting aligned in that line. And who is sponsoring this? You find the person who forms a political party is as poor as me. But you ask, where does this person get the money to organize? You realize it's external funding. External funding. To destroy the country. I have, on the basis of prudent financial management, disapproved many trips where most of the people travel. They are saying they are going for benchmarking. This is most of the requests for traveling I've seen is benchmarking. When they come back, there is no bench, there is no marking. Now we wonder, why did the government have to spend this money? Because the bench never came, the marking never came. So people are still zero. Can we hold our chief regional officers, our chief executive officer accountable for financial management? And now I must address that issue to chief executive officers. Because you are very complacent with this issue. You know that this trip or this expenditure is not correct in terms of the law. But because you think if I tell the councillors the correct thing, they are not going to renew my contract. They are going to fire me. No regional officer, no accounting officer will be fired because they refuse to do the wrong thing. Not one when I'm still here. Go out there and do your job according to the laws and the regulations that governs your operation of your office. We should not, as political leaders, try to be officials. We are not officials. Try to threaten the officials with dismissal. If you don't do this, if you don't do this. They have applied for a job. They said they were having this qualification. They're having this experience. And on that basis, we are satisfied we appointed them. And I must also extend that not a single chief executive officer of a local authority or a chief regional officer or a director in the regional council has gone to the public and say, I want to be appointed to develop you. Not one. It's us as politicians who went there and say, I want to bring development, so bring it. Let's bring it. Yes. We should do away with these slogans. That is more reason why I need to term the theme of this induction training. Accountability is the bedrock for effective governance to achieve effective service delivery in regional local authority councils. It must be accountability first and foremost. You will need to answer for your actions and for the decision you take. When you take a wrong action And the Sankwasa, the minister, is correcting that. Don't blame Sankwasa, blame yourself. Blame yourself. And the good part is that before you take a wrong action, please seek advice. In the ministry, there are executive directors. In the regional council, there are chief regional officers, local authority chief executive officers, which they are managers. They will assist. I know I've come across a scenario where when the councillors are looking for information from local authority, from the staff members, they are not provided that information. They are not provided by the staff members. They hide the information from the councillors because they think if the councillors know too much, they'll not. If they know too much, they will be catching us. So let's keep them as blind as possible for our own survival. Staff members, the code of conduct is very clear for both regional and local authority. A councillor is allowed legally to seek information from the staff members, because so that he or she can make a positive contribution during the council meeting. So don't keep them as blind as possible or ignore it as possible. Let's have that symbiotic relationship. And regional councils, local authority councils, my fellow politicians, in here where I'm standing, you are here as councillors, am I right? You're not here on behalf of your political party, here. You're not here as a SWAPO, you're not here as a PDM, whatever political party, you are here as councillors. And when you stood before the magistrate to take an oath of office, you said, I, Sankwasa, hereby solemnly declare and confirm that I will protect and uphold the laws of the Republic, not the laws of your political party. The laws of the Republic. This thing must be very clear. You are not a party function, you are not a coordinator in the council of your political party. You are a councillor. Therefore, you are required to render services to party members, to non-party members, to all the citizens that require your service, irrespective of your political affiliation. We have a country to build, and that's the way we need to build it. There is a difference between politics and governance. Politics outside, nobody interferes with your political affiliation. But in the council, we don't need politics, we need governance. Nothing else, because it's a government. I need to emphasize one point. Article 40 and Article 41 is clear of the Constitution. All ministers shall be accountable individually. If the Minister of Urban and Rural Development fails, I cannot blame the Minister of Defense or the Minister of Health for my failure. Individually, I'm accountable for this ministry. For the administration of their own ministries and the collectivity for the administration of the work of cabinet, both to the President and to Parliament. President and Parliament. I'm accountable to that. So the moment you are failing, I'm failing. That's why you and me need each other for our own success. 41, therefore, is very clear. For me to deliver my mandate, I need each one of you to work with me. I'm not going to work over you. I'm not going to work under you. I'm going to work with you for the betterment of this republic. During the annual Alan meeting held in Swakopmund last year, 2025, I directed all mayors or chairpersons of village councils and to my office, to chief executive officers of all local authorities to compile and submit to my office all outstanding municipal authority bills of government ministries and all institutions, businesses and state-owned public enterprises, all before Friday, 23 May 2025. But only 4 local authorities did that. They never submitted these things. You sit with outstanding bills where residents, ministries, businesses are not paying for water and electricity or for services. They're not paying. Some councils are owed almost 40 million, 30 million, 50 million. You are failing to collect the money. It's your duty as the local authorities. And I demanded that this be given to me. It was never done. I want to repeat my directive. It must be done now. Because if me as a minister, I'm failing to pay my municipal bill, if you as a councillor, you cannot afford to pay your municipal bill, which resident do you want to pay? Who? If you yourself are failing to pay. So on the basis of this, I've given a directive that all local authorities must submit to my office about all the newly elected councillors, their bills. I want to see who has got outstanding bills with the council. The council that you are responsible for. Because you are the first one that must pay that bill. Before you fall on the, you are cutting water and suspending water for other people, but you are keeping yours. No. And the staff members are afraid to come and suspend your water because you come and suspend them from office. No. We should be the first people to be accountable. It's not that when I'm saying these things, I don't have accounts. I do, but I must pay my accounts. I'm not a holy cow, but I must bring my part. I've seen some of the newly elected councillors. Some of the reports I've seen, they've not paid their municipal bill from 2017, 2018. They're owing hundreds of thousands. And I'm saying, therefore, that will have to be recovered. Because you cannot come in as an honorable councillor, force other citizens to pay, and you are not paying. So therefore, all of us must have that obligation. All of us. In the same vein, and I'm told that this is a live broadcast, I'm sending a clear message to all institutions of government, all ministries. As they go for their budget closure now, they must pay their municipal services. Or else we will end up suspending. I know I'm working for government, we will suspend the services of every ministry that are not paid. We must lead by example. We must lead by example. I remember this thing was done in Tanzania when I was the deputy minister of works. When the municipality went and cut off the services of many different ministries. And then the ministers went to the president. That time it was through Magufuli. May his soul rest in peace. Now we cannot perform because this town council, this municipality has cut off the water, and what we don't even know what to do now. The response from Magufuli was, if your office is not operating by 5 o'clock, you are fired. As a minister, you have failed. We know very well that we have regional offices in the local authorities. We have regional offices. We have schools in these local authorities that are getting water, that are getting electricity from local services. But we want to sit as ministries and do nothing about it. We have to pay for it. Municipalities are in such a poor financial state because they are not able to collect what is due to them. Because the ministry, if you suspend this, then the ministry will not function. So let it not function. Then we see what that minister is going to do. We need to have this information correctly. And I'm giving this directive. Which big businesses are owing the local authority service bills? Which? You see, it really touched my heart to find that all over the country, poor residents had their water suspended for owing 2,000, for owing 5,000. But big businesses are owing 500,000, they will not suspend. Are they paying you behind your back? Why don't you take action? The ones that are owing more money are the people that will even alleviate the poverty of the council than going to collect 1,000 from a poor old person. Let's do the right thing. It is said, if you continue to do what you have always done, you will continue to get the results you have always had. If you continue doing the same thing that you have been doing for 35 years, we shall continue getting the same results. So time to change is now. Not anywhere, now. And I want to say, if we can't manage local authorities and the regional councils in this country, we have failed to manage the whole country. Because that's where the citizens are. That's the first contact that citizens have got with government. So therefore, we cannot continue on the same trajectory. I want to say, and it's openly so, that I am a SWAPO member. You know it. Some SWAPO members last year approached me and said, Sankwasa, the way you are doing your own things, you are going to cause the SWAPO to lose. I say, I'm going to do it the correct way. And the SWAPO has won. I don't know what those colleagues are saying now after the elections. We need to build the confidence of the citizens in the ruling party. That's why we went for independence struggle. We cannot continue doing the same things and the citizens are losing faith and trust in the party and the government. We cannot. Let's give people what we promised them in 1989. What we keep promising them every year, let's give it to them. You see, in this country, someone might say you are treading on toes. The opposition parties we have in this country is PDM, it was there before independence, DTA. Is SWANU, it was there before independence. Those are official opposition parties. But any party that came out of SWAPO is the prodigal son. Your prodigal child. Because you were SWAPO all these years, suddenly I'm whatever, SWAPO. What did you contribute to make SWAPO correct? No. My good people, I am saying, let's do the right thing that the Namibian people want. Let's give them the same confidence they had in 1989. The same confidence they had during the struggle to get themselves liberated from the colonial yoke. Let's restore that dignity. Let's restore that confidence in their government. That's our duty. In conclusion with these words, I knew it's not few words I said I'm going to speak today. I now have the honor of declaring the induction training for 2020 officially open. Let this be a week of reflection, strategies, determination, and setting, unity, above all, progressive thinking. Progressive thinking. Because when Namibia becomes poor, as we are going that direction, we shall not love this country. It is said in English, when poverty walks in through the door, love flies through the window. There will be no love. There is no love where there is poverty. It's not there. So let's not create poverty, deliberate poverty in this country, because we are failing to mismanage. I thank you all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Honorable Minister. Another round of applause. Thank you. You might be seated. I have said it, and you have heard it. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for officially opening this occasion, the induction of our newly regional and local authority councillors, together with the CROs, CEOs, and the management cadres. This is not only going to take place here in Rundu for the 3 regions and those local authorities that have been invited. We have got 7 clusters for local authorities and 6 clusters for the regional council. So it will still continue. And the Honorable Minister will be with us wherever we will be going. So thank you, Honorable Minister, for that dynamic speech and the officially opening remarks. So we are a bit behind the time. And the Honorable Minister, you have said it, as I have said. And in our invitation, we have requested all regions and local authorities that are present here to come with all their regional and local authority acts, the code of conduct, the standing rules, and more importantly also, the procurement act that we have started with. And those honorable councillors who don't have those documents, ask your CRO or chief executive officers to give it to you before we are going to break for sessions into regional and local authority councillors. So, we are going to proceed with our program. I will give the announcement after the vote of thanks before we sing the AU and national anthem. It's now my honor to invite His Worship, the Mayor of Rundu Town, Honorable Councillor Andreas Ikerwa, to give us the vote of thanks. Can you join me in welcoming His Worship, the Mayor?
Thank you very much, Director of Ceremonies, Mr. Sindimba, the Executive Director of the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development. Minister of Rural Development, Honorable Sankwasa James Sankwasa, the Governor of the Kavango East Region, Honorable Hamnyera Hambuka, Member of Parliament, Director of Ceremonies, allow me to follow the protocol as it was established. Good morning. On behalf of the town of Rundu, and in my capacity as the mayor of the town, I wish to express our sincere appreciation and gratitude to Honorable Sankwasa, James Sankwasa, under whose visionary leadership that we are gathered here this morning to mark the beginning of the transformative leadership workshop aimed at induction the elected regional and local authority councillors to better serve their community diligently and within the principle and law of good governance. And by the extension, the organizing team who made this vision a reality. We are thank we thank you for acknowledging Rundu as the host for this auspicious workshop. We are deeply thankful to the ministry and all relevant institutions for organizing and facilitating this important program. The knowledge, guidance, and insight to be shared throughout this workshop will lay a strong foundation for ethical leadership, effective governance, and accountable service delivery within our respective local authorities. Allow me to extend special appreciation to the facilitators and resource persons for their dedication, professionalism, commitment, and continuous willingness to share their expertise. Your contributions are invaluable in equipping our leadership with a clear understanding of their roles, responsibilities, and legislative framework, guiding local government as they embark on their assignment entrusted to them by their communities. To the honorable councillors and executive officers, I commend you for your active participation and commitment throughout the workshop. Your engagement will reflect a shared determination to serve our communities with integrity, unity, and purpose. As I conclude, I urge all participants to apply focus and determination to acquire the intended knowledge for the purpose of strengthening good governance, enhancing service delivery, and fostering sustainable development in our respective local authorities. Together, let us uphold the values of transparency, accountability, and community-centered leadership. Once again, thank you all for your presence, your contribution, and your continued support. May the outcomes of this workshop translate into a tangible progress for our communities. Wishing you all best learning and fruitful discussion. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Worship, for giving us a vote of thanks, and we also thank you for hosting us in your town. Can we give him once more a round of applause? I have indicated, Honorable Minister, that before we conclude with our AU and national anthems, I will give some announcement. And the announcement will go as follows. First announcement is that after this official opening, we'll be breaking for break. It's just a break. So we are just breaking for a break. So it will be maybe 20, 30 minutes. And I don't want to say tea, because when you go there, you did not find tea, then you say that the ED said there is tea, because I did not see it. So I have got a team that's led by our directors. When we need some assistance, I would just like to invite Frida and the acting DD, Mr. Sikavonga, so that we can come here what I'm announcing, so that when you need anything, you should know who are leading our team, so that you approach them looking at their size, their face, and their appearance and everything. So, I would like, when we need any assistance throughout the whole week, we have got Mr. Sikavonga. Sorry, my pronunciation, even the way it's written. Sikavongo, ne? It's Godwin. He's the director for decentralization coordination, but he's now an acting executive director. So will be acting executive director, deputy executive director, sorry for that. And Frida Andreas, she's the director responsible for regional, local government, and the traditional authorities affairs. So if you need any assistance throughout, but with the other teams, they are there, they're scattered somewhere. So they will be the focal contact person throughout our workshop here. So please, anything that's needed from our side, these are the people to be contacted. Thank you very much. You can be seated. And secondly, or thirdly now, the regional, when we are going for break, the regional councillors will be coming back for their sessions here. And local authorities, there is a venue, I don't know how I will call it, those who know Surundu. Is it somewhere down at the corner, ne? How call it? Ngandu village, but it's within, ne? And there is also a parking area for those who park outside. There is quite space for parking area, especially for the local authorities. We can go and park there. It's where we are going, where they are going to have their sessions. So, and the facilitators, they will be here, they will be there, including the Honorable Minister. If you want to sit sometime, maybe 2 minutes here, you sit here. He can check you whether you are all there. So, as you know, you have got other responsibilities also to attend. But those are the two venues. And for the tea break, I was told, if you are not going to have, because I can see the number, it's quite a significant number, it will be just here and here. So, but will be directed by them. So, and it's quite a hectic schedule. And our request every day is the roll call is going to be done. And the Honorable Minister, as you have heard him, he wants full participation. Everybody. So that we can be here up to Friday. And those documents that we have indicated, we must have it. The minister does not want to hear an excuse. I was not told. Because here, we are here to be told. And they have already started telling us. And there are also circular that we are going to discuss, especially for honorable councillors. Issue of the leaves, that when you are going out on leave, the minister must approve it. And we have seen that circular that has been gazetted through a regulation by Her Excellency the President late last year. If there are some who don't have it, don't ask the ED that I don't know, or the CRO. The CROs are not going to approve to your leaves. The EDs are not going to approve your leaves. It's only the Honorable Minister. Because his leaves is also been approved by someone else. And where does he get that power? You have mentioned it, of the Constitution 40 and 41. Where is your power? The Regional Council Local Authority Act is there. It's where you drive your power. So we should not ask each others, where did the Honorable Sankwasa got his power? We have heard, go and consult the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia. So with that, it's now my honor to request all of us to raise so that we can sing the AU and national anthem. After that, those people for the logistic, please start preparing this venue so that we can kick off. So while we are remaining standing,